You got a horny truck again. Welcome back to Ogre Speed Shop. So it's time to get into the next round of preparation for the truck gathering in Guthrie, Oklahoma. So I think one of the things I want to do, I'm not sure if I'll be able to. I'm waiting on some pictures from my buddy because he's got a square body with an inline six like this in it. It's got power steering. So since we got a power steering box now, kind of want to have power steering, especially being four-wheel drive and, you know, just bigger tires and whatnot. It'd be kind of nice to have power steering. Just didn't have it originally, and it was easy to drive, but the boxes were, you know, geared differently. So I'll have to see if I can even get this one working. Hopefully I can. It was full of water, but you know, I'll try flushing it out and see if that'll fix it. But right now I think we're going to take the alternator off and see what we can do for adding a power steering pump, because I got a couple of them laying around here that I've taken off of old trucks and, you know, different bracketry and everything. So see if we can make something work for that. This is actually a power steering mount. So if we can find something here that works that we can make work on this to add power steering, that'll be great. So that's going to be one of the things we do in this video. In case you're wondering, that's the cows out back here that we started feeding, and now they're being very loud about wanting food. I don't know why I thought that was a 7/16 for some reason, but gotta figure out a master cylinder in this video too. Gotta make her stop. She'll go just fine. Oh man. It's got a nut on the backside. Oh, sorry for the noise. This is one of those collapsible sleeves in the mount down here. So now, can we move this stuff around, make the alternator maybe a high point alternator? We can add a power steering, because it looks like it might fit right here with one of those brackets. Heck, it might look like bolt into the alternator bracket. So I got all the other alternator brackets, other bracketry, so hopefully we can figure something out on this. But I think we got to remove the water pump pulley to be able to access some of the holes back there. Just get everything out of the way. Should have done this when there's no front end on it, but oh well. This crank pulley has 4 or 3 bolts on it too, so we could add a pulley too if need be. But I wonder if I should change the water pump while we're in here. I have a new one. This one was working though. Feels good. Just thinking because I got to remove this. So let me see. This is a mount off of the other GMC. Anyway. There's holes right there. That looks like there might be holes right there. Oh my God, there are mounting holes right there. Ooh, yeah, I get excited about stuff when I discover it. There are definitely mounting holes right there. It looks like they could be for a power steering bracket. Take this one off. See if the bracket I have will bolt up here or not. Shut your eyes. Ow! Just got poked by the stupid brush. Ah. What size are those? They look like 7/16 maybe. Let's hope they're actually threaded. Oh, is that bigger than 7/16? It actually seems to be threading in. It's got a shoulder. Let's see if that'll work. There's some deep bolts. Amazing the things you uncover in a truck that's been sitting in a field for 20 plus years, covered in mud and dirt, and the whole engine bay was filled with a nest. So yeah, pretty interesting. Okay, so we definitely got a mounting point there. 7/16 bolts. All right, let's take the alternator bracket off and lock that sleeve back a little bit. Make sure you remember how this goes so we can put it back the way it was if we need to. Two more mounting points, 3/8 bolts. I know that ain't gonna fit there, but where'd the other bracket go that I brought over here earlier? Did I not bring it over here? Oh, I always love when oh, there it is. Definitely not that one. There's something of that nature. Kind of looks like it might fit. Let's try that one. Well, those holes aren't quite big enough. Let's try our steering bracket. I have to drill those holes out to see. How do I keep losing the freaking brackets I'm working with here? Before we drill it, let's test the alignment of it. See if they even line up with those holes. Maybe. Could probably make it align with the holes. I'm going to play around with this for a little bit, and I'll be back. I don't want to bore you guys too much with me just fiddling around trying to fit things. I'm going to hold off on some pictures from my buddy on his slant or his straight six and see what the setup is on that. So we're going to move on to the seat, and it's pretty simple for this one. We just got to clean up the seat brackets and get them reinstalled. Get the brackets I used to bolt it to the frame off. But yeah, we just get these back on there so we can have seats again. So I have these harnesses that came with the new tail lights for the Silverado, but I didn't use them. So they got side marker lights right here that'll fit into the side markers on this truck. Although the lights, I don't have the actual housings. These are reflectors. So I'm not sure. I can't remember what year they went to. I know 67 didn't have them at all. 68 had reflectors, and then in 68, in the middle of 68, they had to switch over to lighted turn signal, lighted markers, I think. So I don't know, but I guess the marker lights, I'll be good to go. But these actually plug into it, so I can use those for side markers for the front, which is cool. So I got two of them, and I'll just cut them off there, and I'll wire those into the side markers. I actually considered using this whole harness for the front markers, but they're 3157 bulbs. I'd rather stick with the 1157 bulbs. I'm talking too fast today. So, but we definitely will use these for the side markers. I also found another tail light section too. That plugs directly into the firewall. And I just looked up online, like what a new harness, like just the mid section one, the one that goes from here to the back, there's another plug back there just like that one. And Summit has them for $129. Well, take a look at this wire. See what it looks like? That is nothing more than a freaking trailer wire harness, which I think you can buy it like Harbor Freight for like 10 bucks for like 25 feet or something like that. So I don't know exact price, but I'll let you know in a minute when I look it up. I just looked up the trailer wiring harness from Harbor Freight. It's 25 feet for $14.99. So if you're on a budget and you need to wire in some taillights, just go to Harbor Freight and grab a trailer wiring harness. That's all it is like a 4-wire trailer wiring. You can have your harnesses instead of paying 130 bucks, but you know, I'm making do with what I have, just like I always do. It's the same wiring, basically. It's even the same color. Well, I'm not sure about the color, but most trailer wiring harnesses are this color. So you got light green, dark green, yellow, and brown. So, but yeah, just get a trailer wire harness and you can do your tail lights. Man, sometimes I forget about some of the stuff I have stashed around this place. Look at that, all new freaking running lights. So, good to go on that, and some more wiring. There's all headlights, side markers, dash. Well, I just don't get rid of anything, do I? Yeah. Yep. Did discover that the wire harness that I have for the tail lights is so brittle it just breaks apart. But I was able to separate the part that plugs into the wall, and at least that part's still got, they're not too brittle. It's just the insulation is real brittle on it, but this part here is still flexible, so I can wire into that and make a whole new tail harness. But yeah, I'm just looking to see if I have a trailer wire harness around here someplace. I thought I did, and then I ended up discovering I got all those. Pretty cool. All right, so I got the midsection of the tail light housing done. So I just got to put some wire loom on it. That should cover from the firewall back to it's like the last brace of the frame back there. And I have a plug like this, but it ain't gonna have that this time. I'll probably do a 4-way weather pack connector, a GM weather pack connector on it. But instead of your normal light green, so these are the colors, so I can go back and look at it too. So dark green is your reverse. Yellow is the only one that's still original. That's your left-hand turn signal. Green is your right-hand turn signal, and red now is your tail lights. So that'd be tan, or brown is now red. No, wait, got that backwards. Wait a minute. Green is reverse. Purple is tail lights. Red is green. Yellow is yellow. Yellow is the only one that's original. And green is green, but it's dark green instead of light green. So yeah, I think that's what I did. God, I forgot already. Actually, let's look real quick. So yellow is yellow. So left-hand turn signal is yellow. And okay, right-hand turn signal is red. Reverse is green, and tail lights is purple. All right, there you have it. The tail light section is in, plugged in, ran all the way back to about right here. So about, yeah, just about the middle of the frame right there. So I gotta do a disconnect back there. Probably, like I said, I'll probably do a GM weather pack connector. And then I gotta figure out, well, tail lights and lighting back here, what I'm gonna do, so. But yeah, we got the wiring in there at least. All right, so we have working side marker lights. I just need side markers that actually will house those light bulbs. So I did have the turn signals working too, but I was using one of these bulbs, or one of these style, just to test it, and it was working. So once I get the new turn signal housings, then I can hook all that stuff up. Right now it's just this side's bare wire, that side's got a plug, the original plug. I gotta add a plug on here, so it's got this plug right here. That goes to the marker lights. Well, we have working blinkers. I got it wired to do the hazards right now. I just basically wired the two together. But I don't have I've got a housing over here, but no lens. I have no housing over here. Got an amber bulb over there. I don't have an amber bulb over here, but they're all working the way they should. And I can turn these off. Turn the headlights on. And all the running lights work too. So there you have it. I just need housings for the side markers and a housing over here, but I can't seem to find a GMC front headlight or front turn signal housing. So I can find the lenses, but not the housings. And the lenses are actually part of the housing, which is just kind of funny. So this one's broken. It was actually riveted to it. but it was broken out. So I took I removed the rivets. But we have lighting in the front, so we got to work on the rear, but at least we have the front done. So again, we have no housings or any lights back here. These were all busted out when I got the truck, so, well, I mean, they were there, but they were broken and no sense in having them in there, so I need to get new ones for here. I want to do backup lights, like bright backup lights. I'm going to put one up on the top and then, you know, one down below as well. But that's all future. I just need something to work for now. I need brake lights and tail lights and turn signals back here. Those are the main things. I don't even care about reverse that much. But yeah, I gotta get some lights. So I've been messing around getting the seat set up and ready, trying to figure out how this thing goes together and why it ain't springing back on the driver's side. Look right down in here. See a little lever? If we go over on the passenger side, you see this little spring and tab thing right here? Let me focus right there. Well, it's missing that thing and the spring on that side, which is what pulls the lever back in. So, or pulls it out, I guess, in this case. So what that's supposed to do is when you release it to adjust the seat, it's supposed to make that spring back. And right now it ain't doing that. So I need to make one. And I thought this spring did something, pulled it back, but no. What that does is it puts a little tab there and attaches that side over to that side, to that hook over there, and that's what gives you you put a cable there and you pull that and it pulls that out and allows the whole thing to slide. So the cable ain't a big deal. I can make a cable. And but that little piece, the spring, is something I gotta make. And this here spring, I believe, goes on the slide over there and attaches to the seat somehow to help pull it back so you don't have to force it forward or back or something. I don't know. It allows it gives you some spring to help you move the seat up and down. But we'll have to figure that out. There's another smaller spring that's supposed to be in there too, but I don't know where that one's at. Remember, this thing was sitting in a field for 20 years with an animal sleeping in it because it was, I don't know, full up to about, it was over the seat full of nesting. So not in this truck, in the white cab, but still, it's the seat that came out of that cab. So that's what we gotta do. We gotta make a little tab. So here's a little closer view of that little tab thing I was telling you about. So I gotta make one of those. And it's, about the size of a little bit bigger than a quarter. And it measures out to be about 16 gauge. So I'm gonna cut a little piece off of here and just start forming it and making that little piece look like that. Make a piece that looks like that. So I know it's kind of hard to see, but you can kind of see where I scribed the shape of this out. So now I'm just going to grind it out, cut it, and drill a hole here and just use a file. I got some pretty small files. I can be able to go in there and make that corners, hopefully. It'll take a little bit of time. I'm not going to bore you with it though, but yeah, we got to make that out of that. All right, phase one complete. Got the holes pretty well matching up. That fits over the lever, so that's all that matters. I think these holes might be a little close, but that's fine. That's just to hook the cables together, the little holes. So this is the important one, and down here to go into the springs, this needs to fit around the spring like that. And then that's the other part of the lever. So now it's just outside trimming and whatnot to shape it to that. All right, so now we have a new little piece that fits over perfectly. So I've just been filing away with it. A little like 60-degree file that I've been using. Just file away at it to get it, and kept fitting it and working it till it fit right. And where's the original one at? Right there. So there's the original. It's a little different. I didn't round the corners up here, nothing, it's good enough. And I found a brake drum spring that's about the same size that I made it fit, so that was going to be its spring, just like that. So now we have both. Now, is this something you can buy? Absolutely. In fact, it's only like $12.80, the one I found. That's the kit. It comes with all, all 4 pieces. But I have to order it, I have to wait for it. And I got some 16 gauge steel around here, I might as well make my own. And, craftsmanship, that's what we gotta use sometimes. So let's get this thing installed. All right, so just like that, she's installed. All you gotta do is kind of push down on it, it goes right in. So now when you release it, it allows it to slide and then locks her in. So I know it's a little fuzzy right now, it's not focusing on it, but yeah, that's all it takes. Now I just gotta connect a cable from this side to that side, to that one. And I can add the spring to it to, help with the moving it forward. I think it helps to move it forward. And this is not focused. All right, now we're focused. So trying to focus in on those little pieces made everything get fuzzy. But anyways, so the big spring is actually to help move it forward for like light people. So, but I don't really need that. But the cable I do, so I have to hook something up on that. So here's the file I used to square the notches and everything. It worked pretty good. All right, so I used some mechanics wire, or lock wire as I like to call it, to attach the 2 sides. So now she slides. So I attached the 2 sides with some lock wire or mechanics wire, whatever you want to call it. So now we have a sliding seat. Check that out. I don't think it'll ever be in any other position other than this one, because I doubt my wife will drive this one, but if she does, because I'm 6'5", so this is where it's got to be for me. But if she needs to drive it, she can move it up quite a bit. So that'll do it. Seat's good to go, other than, the way it looks and the fact it doesn't have any kind of covering on it. But hopefully we'll get the turn signal switch real soon, so we get the steering wheel on there. Brake master cylinder, we got a lot to do still. But anyways, the seat's done. For now, I think I got the spring figured out for the tension. So now, yep, see, takes very little effort. I just added the spring down here, and just I think originally it's attached to the upholstery, but I just drilled a hole in the frame over here for the seat to give that little tension it needs in order to move forward with very little effort. So, cool. So apparently I found my new filler word. I've been saying cool way too much lately, but it is a cool truck, so what can I say? Well, I got everything working for the most part, but the carburetor all of a sudden decided it wants to start flooding real bad, so I think the floats are sticking. I've had this thing apart so many times, it's ridiculous, but so we'll pull it apart again, just to see if, it's just the float sticking or so got some debris in there or something. But yeah, it was running so perfect before I did all the stuff to it, but before I did all the chassis swap, it was ran perfect when I had the cab off of it, but it's also sat for a couple of months now. So yeah, we got to pull that off again and just take a look at it and see what we find. Let's see if I can get a gasket or a kit for it, maybe a rebuild kit for it. I mean, it's a monojet, so maybe I should be able to. I don't know yet, but hopefully I can. So that's gonna be the next thing. But you can see down here, it's nice and wet from it just overflowing with fuel. And it didn't do that since I had it off the first time, the day after I brought it home or something like that. So, but yeah, we gotta do that. Pull the carb off. I'm not gonna do it today. I'm gonna wait till tomorrow. It's late enough. She moves again. clutch pedal is really funky though. I just wanted to move it to be a clean, but yeah, definitely gotta get used to that clutch though. See if we can back her up now. Yeah, the clutch is overextending, like it's going too far and it's stuck at the bottom. I'm gonna make a stop for it at the bottom of the, or behind it, make it better. But she moves. It's definitely a little more sluggish now because it went from 514 gears to 410 gears. But overall, she moves. I'm happy about that. I did find another leak on the transfer case, but it's on the back axle. So another easy enough seal to replace, but I don't know if we'll get to it yet. It's not even leaving a puddle or nothing. I just noticed it's seeping out from the shaft. But yeah, I think we're still going to pull the carb off though because it's still acting funny. But yeah, I'll do that real quick. Yeah, as you can see, it still doesn't have brakes. So I had a wheel chock back here to stop it when I pulled it back in or back up. So we got a stopper right there. We're a little closer to this side than we were before, but that's fine. Piddling around off camera. Sometimes you just get in a zone, you don't really think about recording. But I got the brake switch in. I got this bracket in. It holds the brake pedal, the brake and clutch pedals in place. Prevents them from coming too far this way. So those are all in. I put the brake rod in because it just bolts in. It comes out, sticks out the firewall. I had that stopper right there. I know it's kind of ugly, but it prevents the clutch from going further than it needs to. I also added the one for the accelerator pedal too, because that's supposed to be there. Otherwise it makes a big bang when you slam the gas too hard. I just put the steering wheel on temporarily because we're still waiting on the turn signal switch. So I'm thinking, I got everything up front here pretty much wired and done, and brakes are done. So I'm thinking I can go ahead and put the radiator back in. So I think the radiator can be next. Right now I got the brackets back here drying. I did clean them up and paint them. So they're looking all purty. So I think maybe the radiator is the next thing that can go in. I stopped by my local CarQuest, Yao Auto Supply, and I mentioned them as much as I can because they are a mom and pop store. CarQuests are individually owned. They're not, they're part of Advanced Auto, but they are individually owned. So I try to support, any mom and pop store I can. But I got the carb kit for this little monoblade, monojet, the Rochester monojet. So, and I guess they don't come with instruction anymore. And you used to scan the code, but apparently that stopped working. So you can't go back on that apparently. But they're nice enough to print the instructions out for me. Not that I don't think I need them, but hey, it's all good. But we'll get into this, get the carburetor off there, at least get the new seals on there, see if we can figure out if the float's working or what's going on with it, and we'll go from there. All right, let's go ahead and get into this thing and take it apart. Let me grab a light real quick first. There we go. So the first thing I'm going to start with is finding my screwdriver again. I'm going to take this choke cable off, the actual lever off, because that way the choke can stay in place. I don't have to worry about readjusting it again. So I just remove this one screw here and pull the lever off, and that way that can stay in place. I don't have to worry about adjusting it again. Is that 1/2 inch? Also grabbed an adjustable wrench too, because I don't think I've ever taken one of these off, especially when I'm filming without that nut coming loose. Like I said. So before I started, I drained the system. I just let it run out, shut off the fuel system, disconnected the fuel line from the tank, and just let it run until it ran out. And it was running really good, but it's not leaking right now either. But I got to figure out why it's leaking. I got a feeling it's because of either the bolt sticking or I don't know, something's not right. It's not the bolt, the float, or the needle and seat are sticking or something. But got a new kit for it. These gaskets need to be replaced anyway, so gotta do that anyway. So keep saying so. If I concentrate, can I not say so much? Oh wow, that was kind of tight. Now it's stuck. There it goes. Okay, disconnect the vacuum advance. Grab a pair of needle nose and disconnect the throttle linkage. Just like that. There's multiple places you can disconnect that throttle linkage from, but I always choose the one that attaches to this lever right here. At the bottom, there's a little bowl. I just disconnect it from there. Now it should just be the two nuts. They should lift off. One is a little tough to get to because the choke. I could remove that bar if I wanted to, and it'll still keep the choke where it needs to be, but I don't think I need to reach it good enough by the looks of it. Nut number 2 should just come right off. There you go. All right, let's move over to the bench. So this will not be the first time I've taken this car apart. I had it apart either the very first video. No, it wasn't the very first where I rescued the truck. It was the first one I had when I got it home here, and I took it off and rebuilt it. Well, cleaned it up. I didn't really rebuild it. I didn't change or move or I didn't change anything on it. So let me get this piece off right here just to get it out of the way. So just to, that's what you gotta be careful of. Why you don't do it on the car. Drop screws. That's just the air cleaner holder. Slightly modified to work with that goofy little air cleaner I bought. That little thing rather than the oil bath air cleaner. And next thing I'm going to do is take this screw out right here that holds this choke lever on. That way I can remove it. Just a big old flathead screwdriver or screw. That comes off now. Makes it real easy to. That wasn't on this when I got it originally. There was a couple other carburetors just laying around the oil field where I got the truck at, and the guy I dealt with said it was cool with me taking them, so I did. And one of them was another monojet, but something on it was broken. But I brought it home and I've been using parts off of it. It gets over there somewhere. All right, so we can go ahead and take this top off now. Now I have taken this part off on the truck when I screwed up putting the float on. What we should do is open up the kit real quick just to be sure. Ooh. All right, we got a new accelerator pump. Looks like everything's in there that we need. Right on. Oh, there's a check ball, but this doesn't have check balls. It's got a lever. Don't see it, but anyways, looks like it'll be all right. Main thing I'm concerned about is there's your jet or your needle and seat. There's the accelerator pump gasket. I don't think I'll need that one. Well, I guess I could use that one if I really wanted to seal the top of it off. But there it is. That's the one I was looking for. Cool. And then the base gasket. A few different base gaskets. I might have to close up the shop because, ooh, I didn't know I had that. That's cool. That goes right here for the choke. So it's got check balls, but it doesn't have this little needle thing. But we'll get to that. All right, so we got so we got everything we need. The main things is like needle and seat, the accelerator pump, the gasket. All right, now we can take the top off. I think there are 6 screws. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 need to come off to get the top off. Keep track of them because some are longer than others. So this top comes right off now and exposes everything else that is in there. That's just your choke, and that's it, pretty much up there. So that gasket is definitely a little worse for wear. It's soaked. So this one has a little slice in it right here. I didn't check the new one to see if it does. But yep, it does. So it's sliced right there. That's designed so you can put this on with everything hooked up and in there. Now the choke, that's funny because the float was stuck. I just touched it and it fell down. So that's probably what our problem was. Go ahead and pull the float out. Just come with a new clip for the needle and seat. This one was missing there. It doesn't need it. It'll work without it. But ooh, that's got some crud down inside there. How did it get so dirty? Just sitting around. So these pieces here, they come off. You got to disconnect from the bottom side. I don't know if I'm going to on those or not. Well, the accelerator, I'll have to. If I can get it out without. No. So you have to remove it from this lever right here. And we got to pull this off. This didn't come with a new filter. Yeah, that's really dirty down inside there. That's probably what the problem was. Your needle. We'll pull the seat out here in a minute. You see down inside there, it's pretty dirty. And this was sticking. It was stuck up, so it was stuck open, which or stuck closed, which would also explain why I was running kind of crappy. I mean, the accelerator pump on this thing's working fine, but I don't know. We'll change everything, put everything new. Definitely this gasket's like expanded, and yeah, it's pretty bad. So we got a new gasket. We might as well use it. All right, so I was actually wrong. There is a check ball. It was right down side here. This little T thing right there is what holds it in place with a new spring and a check ball. So right there's a new, that's what made me realize it was something. So got the new wedge, got a new check ball, a new spring. So we'll go ahead and replace all that stuff while we're in here. This is a little crazy. I went over there to put a brag in the hole and pulled the old gasket off, and I found this chunk of metal sitting right there. I'm like, what the heck is that from? I come over here and look at that. There's a chunk missing out of the carburetor right there. Don't look like it goes anywhere inside, so it's just a little like support piece. But yeah, it's supposed to be like in there, but I think it's upside down. But anyways, we're missing a chunk of our carburetor now. Must have happened when I just unbolted it. I don't know, weird. It's definitely a clean or new brake. Whatever, it shouldn't have affected any. I'm also not going to adjust the idle screw because it's temperamental. We'll just put it that way. So I'm going to remove this lever here, and I'm just going to record real quick, up close, so you can see how these levers go. That one goes there, and this one goes up underneath on the other side. So that's the way the levers go. That's more of a reference for me. Certain way, it just sprung loose. You have to twist a certain way in order to come loose. Just pull it out of here. Like I said, these things are kind of a pain in the butt. But anyways, this is what sprung out. It's like your jet. That attaches, that goes there and goes down through the carburetor. That's how it's activated. That's your needle or your, what is it called? A jet? Needle? I can't remember what it's called. But that goes down inside here. And then it goes into a little hole, which is your jet. Down inside there. And it's spring loaded right here. So now we can take our Get our accelerator pump out of here. It's actually still pliable. It was working, so I'm not too worried about it. We'll clean that up again. I can see is that the emulsion tube? This is the thing I lost last time I launched it out of the carburetor. This little needle thing. I think that might be, maybe that's an emulsion tube? I don't know, but it goes down inside here, and I launched it with the air tool. Luckily, I found it. It had landed in the engine bay of the other GMC. It was sitting right here. And yeah, surprised it made it through it. Pull the jet out and see what it says, what it's got. Yeah, everything's clean. So, I don't know. We got new needle and seat, new check ball, new spring for the check ball, new gaskets. So we'll just make sure everything's clean. I think it's definitely running kind of rich-ish. It's kind of black in there. So let's take everything apart so we can clean everything. Let's do base plate. That gasket's nice and stuck on there. All right, so we'll blow out all the ports. Now there's nothing that can blow out of it. Looks like this can come out, so I'm not going to worry about that, but I'll spray some stuff down through it just to be sure. That's pretty much it. Not a lot to these little things. So I kind of got ahead of myself. I got everything installed. It's really not that, I mean, you kind of saw me take it apart. So that check ball goes down inside there with a little T-fitting and the spring and little emulsion tube thing. Your accelerator pump, I changed it out for the new one. So there's the old one, the new one's in there. Sprayed everything out, cleaned everything up. Then I discovered that, well, it was this float. It was getting stuck. Like, it wouldn't go down all the way. So I put the gasket on, it would push it down, and this would pop up. I'm like, well, that ain't right. Turns out, these edges right here, the outside edges of these were bent. And so I pulled this one, I pulled the other carburetor I had on the shelf apart just to grab the float off of it. And it went right in and worked the way it's supposed to. So see how it stays down? And I put the gasket on. And it doesn't get popped up from the gasket because that was popping up when I put the gasket on. I'm like, that can't be right. So that's probably where the main problem was as far as it's, being messed up as far as the float and why it wasn't working right. So hopefully we've just solved the problem and when we get this thing back on there, it's going to run like a dream again. So let's get that top back on and then get it on the truck. All right, we got the car back on there, and I think it's a moment of truth. Gotta get some gas up in there first, but see if we can get her pumping up in there. First, let's I gotta hook up the throttle first. All right, let's try that again now that the throttle's hooked up. Might take a minute to crank to get it up to where it needs to be. Throttle down, choke open, choke closed, I mean. Start cranking, add a gear. Come on, fuel pump, start pumping. Okay, the choke's on, close the choke, open the choke. Oh, look at that. See what she does when we idle her down. Man. Well, she ain't leaking anymore. That's good. She is very cold-hearted, so it takes a minute for her to warm up. I'm trying to do this one hand and it's not working too well. I have to do some adjustment on the idle, but there you go. The most important thing is we got, I don't know, whatever that oil pressure is, it's halfway up. I can't tell if it's charging yet or not, but can't run it too long. Still don't have coolant in it, so there you have it. We rebuilt the carb, and we found out what the real problem was. It was that float was sticking pretty bad. So for whatever reason, that was bent and wasn't allowed to just go down all the way, and it was getting pushed up by the gasket. So this was getting pushed up. It was like kind of cockeyed. So when it got pushed down, it went up, keeping it closed or partially open or screwing with it. So, all right. So that's one thing down. Should be a lot better now. And we just gotta get the coolant system hooked back up now. Well, I think it's about time we get a radiator put back in here. So let me get that little fuzz out of there. Still finding remnants of blowing out the hood yesterday. Grab the radiator and stick her back in. So for anybody who's been around a while, you know this is a junkyard square body radiator that turned out to work out perfect. So let's hope it continues to work out perfect. So I think the only difference really is it has the port for the heater in here. So I get the lower hose. We get the clamps. And I'm blocking myself on that side because of the cord. Check those out. Nice and purty now. The rubber back in. And now I got to find bolts. So I'll be back when I find the bolts. All right, found some original hardware. It's a little dirty, but at least it's original. Maybe I'll spray some paint on it later. Maybe if I could find the hole. There it is. Cool. All right, watch your ears. There we go. Now, if y'all remember my video where this fan decided to eat one of my radiators, I'm not going to let that happen again. I might need to get a new upper. This I had to modify. I had to add a sleeve inside here. Just notice there's a pretty good split right there. Well, it'll work for now. Should I say what Puddin always says? It'll either work or it won't. So there you go. Now I'm not going to fill it up all the way because I still need to replace this sensor. I got to order it, but yeah, radiator's in. Just got to tighten down hose clamps. All right, so I put almost 2 gallons in, a little less than 2 gallons. Just circulate it now just to see how she does. Just pouring gas. I have a slight misfire, and I checked the temperatures of the output or the exhaust manifold. Number 5 is cold, so I'm thinking it's well, just like the spark plug wire. These are the original ones that were in the field. So, yeah, I think we need to do some fixing on that. So I pulled number 5's plug wire out and switched it. Changed the, I pulled the plug out too, cleaned it, checked compression. That thing just about blew my finger off, so definitely got compression. So started back up, and the temperature is rising on that manifold, so that may have been an issue. But yeah, I overfilled it with coolant. I got anxious and just started dumping it all in there. Forgot that I wanted to keep it below that level, but it's pretty much up to, I don't know, right about here, so pretty good. I can run it for as long as I need to now. Stop leaking fuel again, I think. Maybe it's coming from up here. I don't know, but I'm gonna see if I can tighten those screws down a little bit more. I had to do it. I had to add my cool little inline 6 fan shroud. I think it's kind of cool. Mainly because I've been working over like this a few times and I don't want to get hit by the fan. So it'll help protect me, if nothing else. And I don't know sure what these holes are for. Maybe there's another bar or something. I know at one truck I worked on, it was a C60, 74 C60. It had a bottle, like an overflow bottle right there underneath this on its inline 6. So I don't know, this radiator ain't gonna allow that to happen, but kind of cool. I like it. Well, this is why I don't get rid of stuff. Over on my shelf, I had one of these. It's a TW40 turn signal switch. And guess what? It fits. I had to modify it a little bit. There's a hole in the center bearing support that just needed to be drilled out one size. And then there was a light. I have it in here someplace. Right there. So, and I removed this light right here from the inside, and it fits. And it says, if you go to O'Reilly's and enter this, it doesn't, it says it's not for the vehicle, obviously, but it does fit just by taking that light off and drilling out the bearing support in there. So no big deal. And that's 60 bucks I just saved since I already had it. And I was getting ready to order one from Summit, the original style, but I'll deal with that's the only difference, is it doesn't have that red button for the hazards, but now I can just use a regular one and just screw it in there and be done. But I don't have it yet, so I will figure it out, but I can at least use it. So that goes in and you can release it from here, but I need something I can pull it out with, but you can buy those, I think, in the dormant section. But anyways, let's get the turn signal lever on there and plug her in and see if she works. And that's the other thing. It is a flat style, but it actually comes with the adapter, so whatever. I'm good. One other thing you gotta do in order for this to fit your original turn signal lever, you have to grind down the ends, the edges here, because this area right here is just a little bit smaller. So just want to grind it down a little bit to fit into that pocket, so it fits in there better. That way you get your leverage on there. And this is a screw that was in it. It fits, so you just gotta be careful of length on these, because it can get down into your electronics and make your horn go. All right, well, let's see if this thing works or not. Key on, left turn. Hey, look at that. Let's see, we got lights out here. Mind you, I still don't have housings out here yet, so that's working. And side marker's working. So left works and right works. There we go. Look at that. Well, that's one thing I can mark off my shopping cart from Summit now. Well, been playing around with this damn horn all morning and checking different relays. I got 3 different horn relays. None of them worked. Couldn't figure out why. But check this out now. Don't mind the sound. It doesn't sound right because the horn is pretty bad, but we have a horn now. So guess why? Because all the contacts were dirty. I had to take the canceling cam apart and clean it. Had to, what else did I do? I had to clean the inside of the steering wheel here, Clean all the contacts on here, but yeah, clean your contacts, especially when they've been sitting for 50 years. Probably a good place to stop this video. We got a lot done and a lot accomplished in this this week's video. We got turn signals now. We got front lighting. We got rear lighting. We just don't have the bulbs for it back there. Don't have housings for the front, but we have a horn working. We got the seat in. We got all kinds of stuff actually done. And let's see if there's anything we actually mark off of our list. So what did we do? Lighting. We got all the lighting done except for the rear lighting. And it's just a matter of getting the tail light housings and stuff like that. Got all the wiring pretty much done. I got the wire run all the way to the back, so that's good. Wheels and tires, we ain't got that yet. Still not doing U-joints. Steering, I don't know what we're gonna do about that yet. I do actually have an idea for that because I do want to make it power steering. And, you know, we started out this video kind of trying to figure out a way to make power steering work in this. And so far, it's either spend 100 and I don't know how much money. You can buy brackets for these engines to convert to power steering. But I got another idea, but it might actually require me increasing or upgrading the charging system on it too. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about that yet, but we're gonna figure it out. We still have almost 2 months. It's today's today's February 20th. And so hopefully by April 17th, we'll have this thing rolling out to Guthrie, Oklahoma for the truck gathering. But that's the whole goal of this, is getting this thing done and getting it driving back on the road. In fact, I don't think it's ever actually been on the road. I think it's spent its entire life in an oil field. But hey, this is what we're gonna do with it. We're gonna make it a driver and make it my ultimate tow rig. That's the whole plan for it. So anyways, if you like this video, leave a like down there. Let me get that light out of your eyes. So leave a like down there, leave me a comment, let me know what I can do better. Subscribe while you're at it. Hey, what the heck, it's free. And tell your friends, turn on your notifications. We've got a lot more videos coming up. I'm planning on doing more projects. So this isn't the only one, but it's just where I'm at right now with what I'm working on. So I want to get this one done so then I can use this one to bring in more projects and do more revivals and do stuff like that. So like I said, like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notifications, tell your friends, do all that good stuff, share my videos. Head over to Facebook and follow me over there too. That would really help me out as well, because I don't want your money. I want Facebook money and Google money. So from YouTube. So that's what I'm trying to make money off of it. And then, you know, people following and subscriptions are what do that for you. So anyways, rambling again. So anyways, like I said, if you've been this meh, you know, I can't talk. If you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate that. So until next time, I will see you all later. Well, hey, if you made it to the end of this video, then shoot me an email at ogresspeedshop@gmail.com and I'll send you a sticker for free. So just email me and send me your address and I'll get one out to you. Thanks for watching.